Hey everybody, welcome to the program, WRSA Radio. I'm your host, G1, as always. Hope you're having a good week. It's been a good one for me. Pretty good. No serious storms or anything like that going on. Let's dive right into the show today. We're going to get into the case of Lindsay Clancy, but I don't really want to focus too much on the trial or the case itself. I honestly think that is fairly open and shut. The trial is coming to a close, likely by the time this video hits. Maybe the prosecution will call some rebuttal witnesses, but if they do not, it will be going to the jury for deliberations. If you're like me and didn't pay or don't pay close attention to those court TV kind of popular criminal cases, I don't really get too much involved in those kind of things. You might have missed this one. I didn't really find out about it until, late last week when kind of the buzz started about it. So you may not know exactly what I'm talking about. This young woman confessed, which is a critical point here. She confessed to strangling her 3 children, all of whom were under the age of 6. And then she attempted to take her own life, which didn't work out, obviously. And this was back in 2022, I believe. So it's been a 22, 23, something like that. It's been a little bit of a time frame since the actual events happened. But this woman is on trial right now. She has claimed that she is not guilty by reason of temporary insanity due to postpartum depression and the antipsychotic drugs that she was taking. Before I move on and get to the main point today, let me address this. None of that is an excuse to kill your children. She likely has a very good point about the antipsychotic medications, but let me add that there are a number of young men sitting in jail or worse right now because they were slapped full of modern medicine to treat their depression and mental illness, and they went out and committed criminal acts. Some of those were rather large scale and rather well known, and that defense didn't work for them, and it should not work for her. She doesn't get off like that. What I want to focus on, however, is what is taking place in the metaverse, the internet comment sections and social media sphere. This case has drawn the attention of the online feminist cult, and they have risen in defense of Lindsay Clancy. They profess empathy and solidarity with her, and many of them have even gone so far as to say that they too have felt that their children have driven them to the point of wanting to harm them. Folks, this is insanity, okay? Every single woman who posted comments like that needs to be looked into. Okay, Family and Children's Services are well known for going after men in many times unwarranted ways. These women need to be looked into. If they have children, their children are in danger. At the least, their dogs and cats might be in trouble and need to be checked on. This might be the ultimate display of peak feminism in the West. And I hope we look back on this and can say that this is when the pendulum finally started to swing back to decency and normalcy. Maybe it'll be that was the final little act, the final little moment. All these other things that have been hugely impacting and displays of peak feminism, maybe this is the final one that everybody looks and goes, you know what? No. And it starts to swing back our direction. Of course, they are sympathetic to this child murdering female. I would speculate that if we look deeply into the history of these women, we would find a myriad of their own bouts of mental illness, drugs, abortions, and other, horrible life decisions. So they're empathetic because they see themselves in this woman, crushed by the weight of modernity that they built, or at least that was built for them. They cannot deal with this juxtaposition that society has congealed, that being the demand for more and more deification of individuality to the point of self-depriving conformity, and the simple biological demands that the nature, which they also worship, has placed on them to mate and reproduce. Modern society is crushing them, and they cannot adjust to the reality of it. So they're driven to increasing levels of insanity and insane behavior. And these women are dragging this out for everyone to see in these social media posts and comments, which is probably a good thing. People will be able to go back and see that and learn to stay away from these women. These are the women who are destroying civilization because they cannot reconcile biology and girl boss party culture. It's the suicidal hypocrisy of progressive feminism is pretty startling when you see it on display in its most raw and naked form. And that's what we're seeing here. And our ancestors, they learned about this millennia ago. And they warned us. They told us all these stories. They gave us all these legends, all these fairy tales. Subdue the dragon, or it will feast upon the women and consume the lands. This is what they're talking about. Young men are taking note of this, and they're learning. They're seeing these comments. They're seeing these women saying these things. And if you look at the comments section, they are destroying these women, just ravaging them verbally or in writing, which is a good thing. At least these young men are seeing this for what it is. And I think we're probably going to see, could be the most repressive pushback on women that has happened in centuries. I don't know. Anyway, that is all I have time for this week. Like and subscribe. Come see us over on Gab. Nice Crew and the Mothership. Pick yourself up a t-shirt in the merch store, and I'll see you on the next episode.